What's going on, guys? Auzio here and welcome back to a brand new video. So today we have the Liga Santander team of the season so far tier list, and there is one person that actually isn't a team of the season so far card, and he is in here, and it is Eder Militao. I believe it's a flashback moments card, I think is what you call it. I included him simply because I said why not. At the end of the day, he did come out during the team of the season so far, and I know a lot of people would want him in this ranking, so I said let's just put him in and rank him. I'm pretty sure everyone knows where he's going to be, but let's do it anyway. Now, first off, we do have Lionel Messi. Without a doubt, the guy can pretty much do it all. Let's all be fair. The only thing that slacks on this card is height. But for me personally, this card is absolutely ridiculous. Pace, dribbling, shooting, passing. Yes, it is a big downgrade from the team of the year. That is something I do understand. He has got -5 physical stats. And that's always going to be a killer, but it doesn't kill him as much as, you know, putting him into an A tier or something like that. Now, next up, we do have Fekir. I do like this card a lot, but there is a problem with the 3-star weak foot. It's always going to be a thing, but the shooting trait is something I'm always going to love. He has got a finesse shot, he has got the outside foot shot, and he has got a chip shot trait. Pace-wise, dribbling-wise, shooting-wise, passing-wise, absolutely ridiculous. He even has physical stats into him. But because of that 3-star weak foot, he is going to go down here. Now, next up, we do have Lucas Perez. I believe this card is really nice. I actually did enjoy using him, but do I believe he's on like Fekir's level? He can shoot. He's got a bit of pace to him, yes, and he's got a bit of passing ability to him. But I can't put him on Fekir's level. Next up, we do have Pereiro. Now, Pereiro, for me, has always been one of those players where, yeah, he can shoot a bit. Passing-wise is nice, and dribbling-wise is decent. Agility on him slacks a lot. But the biggest thing for me on this card is the sprint speed. It slacks, and for me personally, I can't never put him on Fekir's level. Lucas Perez level? No way. Pereiro definitely has to go down here. Before we get further, the D section is going to be for goalkeepers. I'll rank Ter Stegen and Oblak because they're the only two. So no one will be going down here because I don't really believe anyone deserves to be down here. Now, next up, we do have Varane. Now, this card is outrageous, okay? Pace-wise, defensive-wise, and physical-wise, it's always going to be nice. But the problem with him is that his balance slacks a lot, and that is something I absolutely despise. But he is a top tier centre back, and he does put in very strong tackles. He has got the pace to catch up to like a Dharma, Kent, Daniel James. But be careful with him. That is one thing I can say, because his balance, it doesn't feel like a Varane. Let me just tell you that. Now, Suarez. A lot of people would think Suarez goes into the S tier, but for me personally, I did have a lot of struggle with him because of that 3-star skill moves. I didn't like his 3-star at all. It was just like the turning ability was decent. The shooting ability wasn't as great as he hit the post a lot. Passing wise was nice. Pace wise was nice as well. But the 3-star skill moves is the biggest killer about this card. So I am going to put him in the A tier. A lot of people actually put him in the S tier, but for me, I don't believe he can go up there. Now, Sayul. This card was an SBC. And for me personally, I liked him a bit, but I never saw like dominance from him. I never saw a Fekir, if you know what I mean. If you're talking about Fekir or Sayul, Fekir all day, let's all be fair. But Sayul is one of those players that can play in a CDM position. He has got an attacking presence as well, and he's definitely not Pereiro's level. But can I put him on Fekir's level? For me, no. So I am going to put him on the B section. Next up, we do have, I believe it's Rugulion. I have literally no idea how to pronounce his name. I used him for 30 games in Foot Champs this week, okay? And he was a good card. He was. Defensive-wise, he was nice. He put in a very strong tackle. Physical-wise, he slacked a lot because he has a thin body type and he didn't really get into a lot of contact situations. So that is something I didn't like. Felt good on the ball. That's always good. But his positioning off ball was so bad. So bad, his positioning off ball. And for me, if there was like a B+, I would put him in the B+ section. But because his tackling is absolutely insane, I am going to put him still in the A. But the reason he's not in the S is because of his positioning in-game. Sergio Ramos, this card was actually really impressive. I did enjoy him a lot. And I do believe Varane and Ramos are on the same level. Dribbling-wise, Ramos does feel better. Pace, he's got physical, he's got defensive-wise, he's got passing-wise. He's a really good card. And without a doubt, he is in an S tier. Now, next up, we do have Odegaard. Now, this Odegaard does have 5-star skill moves, but 3-star weak foot, I do believe. He is a really good card, to be fair to him. He felt great on the ball. Pace-wise, he had a decent shot to him, and he's got an outstanding passing ability. Now, I do believe this card is up here. And a lot of people will argue with me saying, how can you put Odegaard over Sayul? Trust me, if you guys haven't used that Odegaard card out, he's an absolute beast. Now, next up, we do have a I believe it's a compass. Pretty much the Messi troll, let's all be fair. We've all seen the Liga Santander, SBC, we've seen right winger, we've seen Argentina, and it pops up the Sevilla badge. But this card isn't actually too bad. Like, if you actually look at the stats, it isn't too bad. So I can't disrespect him too much, and I am going to put him in the B section. And I still believe Pereira is probably the worst team of the season so far card. Next up, we do have Moreno, and Moreno's a really good card. He's an interesting card if you talk about it. Pace-wise, he's got it. Dribbling-wise, he's got it. Shooting-wise, he's got it. Passing-wise, he's got it. He is 5'11" as well, and I do believe he deserves into the B section. Next up, we do have the Militao, which I did tell you at the start. He will be included into this, and I absolutely love this card. Big surprise that he's 2-star weak foot didn't let me down, but he definitely deserves to be up there without a doubt. He's an absolute god. He's so good at tackling, and I'm actually thinking to put him left back or right back this week. So, you know, keep an eye on my FUT Champ highlights for next week, or tune into the stream, obviously, AuzioMF on Twitch, and you will actually see Eder Militao as a left back this week. It's going to be interesting. I'm actually just decided to put him right back because, you know, why not? At the end of the day, left back, right back, same thing pretty much. But I want to see how he does there, because for me personally, I believe Carlos is better than him, and no one will replace Carlos, especially this year for me. Now, Mariano, this guy was a big disappointment. Sorry, his composure is what let him down. His shooting ability is not great. He does get bodied a lot and get into a lot of contact situations. And for me, I don't believe I can put Mariano especially up here. Next up, we do have Cruz. And for me, Cruz is an outstanding passer. He really is. He's got a good shot on him. Dribbling-wise, he's good as well. But for me, personally, I never saw this card being outrageous. And if I'm sitting here telling you guys pretty much, you know, Eder Militao is an amazing player. Odegaard is a good player as well. I can't really tell you Cruz is going to be one of those players that take you to the next level. So I am going to put Cruz down onto the B section. I am going to move him probably slightly there. Now, Griezmann. This Griezmann for me was absolutely ridiculous. And for me, without a doubt, he is up here. I absolutely loved him. I really did. And if you are lucky enough to get him in your red picks, definitely pick him. Please, you won't regret it. His left foot is absolutely ridiculous. I understand he has got a 3-star weak foot, but it's something you are going to have to deal with. Him probably in like a cam position or even a striker position, which I really did enjoy him in, god tier. Now, De Jong. There's not that big of a difference between this De Jong and the Team of the Year, and I did rank Team of the Year De Jong, I believe, in my tier lists. One of the best sentiments in this game. And I still go with my word because he's so good on the ball defensively. Going forward, everything is just there. He's got the physical, he's got defensive stats, dribbling-wise, shooting-wise, passing-wise, and pace-wise. Absolute beast of a card. And once again, if you do get him out your red picks, so let's say you get De Jong, Odegaard, or Fekir. For me, personally, I would go with De Jong. Reasons? I never use a cam in a cam position. I always use like a striker in a cam position. For example, I use Neymar, which is a left wing, in a cam position. I use Mbappe in a cam position. I use Saint Maximum in a cam position. I use a Mahrez in the cam position. I do never, ever use a cam in the actual position, simply because I always think the cam in the 4-2-3-1 switches with the striker a lot. And then when that happens, I want like pretty much 2 strikers. But I usually tend to get a cam, or cam/slash striker that can actually pass, so he can still play in that cam role, if you know what I mean. But yeah, let's say you get De Jong, you get Odegaard, and you get, I don't know, Fekir. I would go with De Jong 100%. Now, next up, we do have Cazorla. Cazorla was a decent card, but the problem with him is that his body is absolutely terrible in game. He has like a bulky body that gets into a lot of physical fights, and he does not win the physical fights. It's always going to be annoying because I can't really use his pace to his full potential, because he auto attaches onto a player, and then he tries to go with a little, you know, aggression fight, which it doesn't really come out well. Now, he has got 4-star skill moves, 5-star weak foot, which is always going to be nice, but I can't put him in the A tier. Now, next up, we do have Carvajal. The Carvajal's card is absolutely ridiculous. The only problem about this card is his height. Pace, dribbling, defensive-wise, physical-wise, absolutely ridiculous. And I did have struggles playing against this card this week, so I am going to put him in the A tier. Now, next up, we do have Carlos. And for me, Carlos, come on now. Come on. I did say it. Second best centre-back in this game behind Team of the Year or Team of the Season, Virgil van Dijk. Carlos, you have to go into the S tier without a doubt. What? I honestly, every time I look at this card, I think to myself, how could they do this? How could they release a card that is this good? But next up, we do have, I have no idea how to pronounce your name. But one thing I have seen, this card is very, very similar to him. So I am going to put him here. But the only problem with this card is, once again, his positioning in-game. His positioning in-game is not great, the same as him. And his stats says it all. He's so good at tackling. Physical stats are there. Pace is there. On the ball, he's really nice as well. But yeah, again, attacking, defensive positioning or defensive awareness, if you want to call it. Now, next up, we do have Fatty. Now, this card for me was a big disappointment because it's got a 4-star, which looks really nice. Pace-wise, he is definitely a winger, not a striker, so keep that in mind. Dribbling was really good as well. He had a decent shot. He didn't have an outrageous shot. There was some angles that I did shoot at, and it did go in, but there was some clear cuts that he did miss. But the problem with him is you have to avoid a lot of contact situations. He does get bodied off the ball a lot. And for me personally, I'm thinking now because I can't really put Mariano and Fatty on the same level. That's what I'm thinking about. And I do believe Fatty is better than Perez as well. So I am actually going to put... I can't do it, boys. I'm going to have to do it. If there was a B+, he'll be in a B+, okay? But I can't put him in the A tier because I enjoyed the card, but I didn't, like, fall in love with it. I wasn't one of those people that was like, oh my god, this card is insane. Because it wasn't. It really wasn't. Now, next up, we do have Benzema. Now, for me, Benzema is better than Suarez. Okay, if we're talking in real life, no. But if we're talking, well, actually, it could be argued. Let's say that it could be argued. But if we are talking about in-game, I believe Benzema is better than Suarez because he felt 10 times better on the ball. Benzema is an insane cam. Absolutely loved him in the cam position. Striker position, he was good as well. And he has got a 4-star. So I am going to put him here. Next up, we do have the goalkeepers, I do believe. Yes, it is. Now, for me personally, Ter Stegen, Oblak, in order. That's how it goes. Ter Stegen first, Oblak. The reason I say that, Ter Stegen is better at diving. He's good at these like kind of saves that saves you in game. But Oblak, he is a harder keeper to do like a ball roll around him. So it kind of depends how you defend. If you're like a drop back person and most of the time the player's never really going to get into a situation where he can ball roll your keeper, then go for Ter Stegen. But if you're a player that plays very aggressive and plays a very, you know, attacking game, then go for Oblak, simply because Oblak is so much harder to ball roll around him because he's got that bigger reach to him. But that is going to be the Liga Santander tier list. It's a very, very good tier list and there is a lot of good players, which is always nice to see. My previous, probably my favourite, was the BPL. It was very enjoyable to do a tier list of, simply because there were so many good players. And hopefully I can do the same with Serie A. Hopefully I can do the same with Ligue 1. And it's always going to be nice. But I don't believe I'll change any of this. And I am going to leave it as that. So if you guys did enjoy the video, leave a like, leave a comment. And for now, peace.